Hey man, what's got you off in your phone there?
Oh, just going through all the funny Mothman memes and supernatural shit posts I've been wanting to share. I just don't know where to put the posts yet.
Don't you know about the Supernatural Selection Discord?
We have a Discord?
Yeah, for years, dude. Where have you been?
Can people chat with the hosts and get previews of upcoming episodes and generally post funny shit as much as they want with other listeners?
I mean, if that's your bag. I mean, personally, I wouldn't do that, but there are even live streaming events for the shows there, too. You've been in a few. How do you not know this stuff?
It must have been my doppelganger. How do I get into the Discord?
It's easy. Just visit discord.supernaturalselectionpod.com. Now say that 3 times fast.
Well, that's perfect. Now I can share 3 terabytes of Hollow Earth memes. Get it? Terabytes.
Never mind. Forget I said anything. Just don't do that. You should definitely not visit discord.supernaturalselectionpod.com to join the Discord. We don't want you there.
Too late. I'm already posting my alien abduction fan fiction with the general chat.
Join the hosts and listeners of Supernatural Selection on the official Discord. Just visit discord.supernaturalselectionpod.com.
Anybody gotten a chance to watch a Christmas movie yet?
Nope.
Just Christmas Vacation. I'm probably gonna hit up a couple of those this weekend.
Okay, well I got to watch the two original MST3K Christmas movies and Patrick Stewart's Christmas Carol, so I'm excited.
Are we doing Distraction Hole on a Thursday? Is that what's going on
No, I'm
here?
just getting filler before we start because
Fair
you
enough.
know we got to come in on something.
Tis the season, ho ho ho.
Ho ho! Don't call me a ho ho ho.
Well, you are a ho ho ho.
Oh damn, son! Welcome to Supernatural
I
Selection.
almost said Distraction Hole.
Yes. Hello and welcome to Supernatural Selection, the paranormal podcast equivalent of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. I'm your host, Kevin, the yellow guy. With us this week is Mike the Skeptic, the red guy. Mike, how are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Work getting to you yet?
No,
Okay.
I've been doing it longer than you, so.
Yeah, that's true. I'm looking at burnout, but so we also have Mr. David Davis, our duck. David, how are you?
Thank you for making me the best character.
I'm the best one. Yeah.
Well, I'm dead.
God damn it.
References I don't get.
Yep. Sorry, Mike. I would make you watch it, but you'd hate it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, how are you, David?
Doing okay. Did our last D&D session for the year. It was a little bit of a Christmas adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And then got our last Fallout session on Saturday. And yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. No, exciting times. You know, I'm also off work, which sucks. So I've got to
Yeah.
occupy that with other things.
Like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
well,
we can talk about that
yeah,
though, on Sunday.
Yeah. So before we get started on this Week in Weird, I need to thank Darth Plato for his incoming research material.
Uh-oh.
And we'll leave it at that. But thank you for that. I truly appreciate what's coming in the mail. David,
Nude photographs.
what's no, God no. Jesus. David, you got any housekeeping right up front?
Nothing in particular. If you like monsters, and you probably do because you're listening to this podcast, I have been writing weekly reviews of Creature Commandos, which has been a lot of fun.
I gotta watch it.
I haven't done like review like of a series in a while, so it's nice to kind of get back in and doing that. So you can always go to hpcomics.com. That is hpkomics.com to read my reviews, which are full of fun DC knowledge and lore.
Right. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yep.
You talk about Detective Chimp?
He hasn't shown up yet.
Okay.
They did do Sergeant Rock, though.
Okay, see, that's neat because that was like, what made Stan Lee go, we got to rip this off, and I'm going to make Nick Fury. So, also, there's a really fun little XTC song from their early days called Sergeant Rock is Going to Help Me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, he loved DC Comics. Andy
I fucking love Sergeant Rock, and if they do that Daniel Craig Sergeant Rock movie, I'm going to be so happy.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
for
again,
the other show.
Wrong show. Mike, you got anything you want to plug real quick before we get started?
Nah.
All right. Well, as I said, it's the Weekend Weird, and I'd like to go first, if that's okay, and then we'll do Mike and David.
I don't know. Let's take a vote on it. All those who think Kevin should go first, say aye.
Aye. Wow. Mike didn't vote.
Mike abstained.
I abstained, yes.
Okay, wow. So that's two aye and one abstention. So, all right, awesome. And then we'll do Mike and then David. So, my first article is sort of Christmas related. It's from NPR under the pop culture heading, and it's by Chloe Veltman. The article is, All I Want for Christmas is help getting this song out of my head. So, the holidays are upon us. 'Tis the season for chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, and getting songs like Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You hopelessly stuck in our heads. But don't worry, help is at hand. The Earworm Eraser is a 40-second audio track designed specifically to squash earworms. A song on repeat circling around and around in your brain that can't easily be shaken off. Okay, go away, pop-up. Around 90% of people report this problem at least once a week, according to a 2011 study in the journal Psychology of Music. Quote, one really effective way of blocking out earworms is to listen to something else, said Kelly Jakubowski, an associate professor of music psychology at Durham University in the United Kingdom. But if the replacement tune is equally memorable, it might just bring on another pesky earworm. So, the Earworm Eraser avoids the features that typically make songs catchy. Quote, I've shown in my research that songs that have a more danceable tempo tend to become earworms, said Jakubowski, who was part of the team that software company Atlassian tapped to create the Earworm Eraser. Continuing quote, and we also have found that having a predictable overall melodic shape can make a song become an earworm.
So making it a terrible song.
Yes.
Combats it.
Apparently. It makes me think about that episode of Regular Show where that song about summer got stuck in Rigby's head, and he tried to punch it, and because it was standing there, he tried to punch it, and he couldn't. And Mordecai said, dude, no, you can't touch music, but music can touch you.
I fucking love that show so much. That is one of the greatest shows ever made.
I know. Pretty good for a couple of guys that were dropping acid. So, anyway, that's why the Earworm Eraser sounds like someone who can't make up their mind what to listen to. Every few seconds, it switches between fast and slow tempi, while also changing time signatures and musical styles.
Good thing this thing is fucking, like, you do it yourself, because otherwise it would be like torture if it was done to you.
Which range from electronica to classical. The Earworm Eraser has gotten more than 100,000 hits on YouTube since it launched this last year, but the tool isn't foolproof. Some people in the YouTube comments section say it doesn't work for them. Most say it does the trick, however. Philadelphia-based tech worker Lauren Ettlinger, said the earworm eraser rescued her after she visited her 1-year-old niece in Phoenix. Quote, "She's the light of my life, but she listens to these really annoying kids' songs," Ettlinger said. And she went through a long phase where she was obsessed with the song Baby Shark.
Mm-hmm.
Ettlinger said she initially tried to get rid of this song, which happens to be the most viewed YouTube video of all time, by listening to tracks by her favorite artists, including Taylor Swift.
So she tried to shake it off.
Nice.
Hey, you can say she had bad blood with that track.
I am impressed with both of you. Quote, "Taylor Swift comes to mind of just having really catchy songs," Ettlinger said. "But something about that Baby Shark song was relentless, and it wouldn't let go."
Baby Shark.
Shut your fucking pie hole. Ettlinger said it took the earworm eraser to best Baby Shark. Quote, "It just drowned out the noise, left me calm, left me relaxed," she said. Ettlinger said when she hosts her niece for the holidays this year, she might have to play the earworm eraser on repeat.
Which becomes an earworm in and of itself.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so here's the thing. Is it using like actual music or is it using just like
So
the
I
hallmarks?
I don't know.
I just watched it and listened to it because it's on YouTube. It's
Yeah.
linked in the article.
Well, I'm about to play it
Okay.
for the show.
All right.
So it's 40 seconds. So let's give it a listen. Oh God. Oh. Okay, well that was psychotic.
Yeah, and
That's what I hear in my head all the
It
time.
has
I was
accompanying
gonna-
video, so
Yeah,
it's pretty
the
funny.
video is very amusing. It reminds me of some decent Cartoon Network stuff from like the mid 2000s.
Of the earworm actually getting
Yeah.
shot out of your ear.
Yeah, no, it
That-
gets stuck in a skeleton mariachi player.
So here's the thing. I think it might have worked too well because I don't remember where I was born.
I don't
So-
remember anything right now. It's shockingly effective.
Right. Just here's an audio glimpse into hell for you.
Yeah. It's like, you know that deep, deep hole the Russians drilled where they said you could hear hell? That's what they heard, actually, was
just a-
earworm eraser.
Just imagine being in a submarine and it's like we're getting a signal and then you hear that.
Oh, God.
Or
I have released the ballast. We're going down.
or Voyager 2, like all of a sudden starts playing that.
We put that shit on the next satellite we send
Oh,
off
God.
to
Yeah,
out of the
we
solar
send a
system.
platinum record with that on it, and the aliens just send it back a message that says thank you. So I just find it interesting that they've developed, if not 100% effective, a fairly effective way to get that shit out of your head.
The real test will be next time you have an earworm to use it.
Oh yeah, well I mean, like today I had God, what is it? End of the Tour by They Might Be Giants stuck in my head for like
Shit.
8 hours,
There you go.
and that certainly just got it out of my head.
Well, okay, so I have two questions. First of all,
Right?
so if you were to inflict an earworm on somebody, what song would you go with? Like right now, we want to ruin a listener's night. Which one would you go for?
If they're listening to this podcast, I don't want to ruin their night. I mean,
Yeah, but like,
they're
okay,
precious
if
and
you were
valuable
going to do it to someone out of spite,
There we go. Like our listeners.
I mean, I think that's one of those things that have to be tailored to the person. It's like one person's, Taylor Swift is another person's Taylor Swift.
oh, I already know, man. Tiptoe Through the Tulips by Tiny Tim for like 9 hours.
Yeah.
I mean,
badger, badger,
okay,
badger,
like,
badger,
that's
mushroom.
now that's funny and all, but that is going through my head at all times. That's not even an earworm. That's just like my baseline.
That's his
state.
that's his circadian rhythm.
Yeah, badger is just my life cycle.
If you were a cartoon, whenever you have a thought bubble when you're pondering something, that just plays in your head.
Yeah,
The
pretty
little
much.
cloud above your head.
Yeah. How about you, Mike?
What for inflict on someone? I guess I'd rickroll him.
Shit, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Because at first they'd be like, "Oh yeah," and then after 5 hours, they're like, "Kill me." Please.
Yeah, no.
Then again, I think any song could get that tiring.
That's true, because like.
Well, and with earworms, it's more a thing like it's not constantly in your head. It pops up.
Yeah, and anytime you're kind of idle, you realize it's just going in your head.
Yeah, no, like when Peacemaker came out, Do You Want to Taste It? Was just there constantly. So
that is
I
a banger.
get that.
So
it is fucking awesome. Have you actually listened to the lyrics to that song? It doesn't mean a goddamn thing.
Yeah,
it just sounds like a cool 80s song.
Yeah, it's just give the dog an invisible bone. The hell? What the fuck?
Give your dog the invisible bone. It is so stupid.
It's
and
so
I
good.
love it.
So, okay, so here's my second question. So, how is Whamageddon and Mariah Apocalypse going for you? Because I need
both.
a ruling.
I've lost
you lost already?
I am still in there.
I go league bowling every Tuesday night.
Shit.
And one of the women that runs like the front counter really likes her Christmas music and loves both of those. Well, no, loves Wham, loves the Last Christmas. And the Mariah I lost because a coworker at the store was looking at like TikTok or something, and that was the background song of a TikTok.
Yeah.
And it's like, God damn it. And it was both the same day, too.
Shit. So here's my question. Here's my question.
Yeah.
Does it have to be the original, or is like a... Okay,
the original. And it only counts if you realize it's going on.
Yeah.
Like, if you somehow was playing, you didn't realize it was playing.
If I started singing it, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Okay. So the other day I was listening to a lo-fi Christmas mix and I didn't think about it, and it was a lo-fi version of Last Christmas.
That doesn't count.
But that doesn't count. Okay,
nope,
good. So
gotta
I'm
be
still
Whams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe if it was a slowed down version of Whams, but no.
No. It was nice, a little like lo-fi piano arrangement. It was very classy. It's a very nice little. Because I love my lo-fi in the background, but like I was like, shit, did I just lose?
No,
so I'm
you're
still
good.
in it, thankfully.
I declare you're still in for now.
Fair enough. And Mike, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yes,
yeah.
no. It
Twice so you lost both of them in one day. That's
That's
brutal.
pretty impressive.
It wasn't even this week. It was last week, I believe. So it was like the earliest possible. It was like
right after
like December 3rd or 4th, something like that.
Shit.
Yeah, no, last week it was the 3rd, yeah.
Yeah.
I lost it on the 3rd.
Damn. Damn.
I know.
Oh.
Well,
okay.
that was fun. So after a glimpse into hell, so Mike,
yeah,
what have you got for us?
So I did have a couple of airline stories, but then I came across something just happened to, and I figured might as well cover this because I think you have a similar story, but they're not the same story.
Okay.
So mysterious, quote, car-sized drone swarm provokes panic across New Jersey.
You and I have the exact same
Same
goddamn thing.
No, because the one I was looking at said something else about drones. Didn't say New Jersey.
Yeah, it's in the title. Yep, it's cool. I got others.
This is a new one. It says Highland. Oh, not the title. That's the subtitle. I was looking at the title. Well, then like I said, this is a new one. I got others. Then the FBI may finally know D.B. Cooper's identity.
No, you can do the one you were doing.
Nope, too late.
Oh,
I switched.
God damn it.
As I said, this is one I just found.
Okay. All right.
I was not wed to it or anything.
Okay. Well, okay. At least there was no dowry.
Yeah. Just watching what Ginger's doing because she's over here spelunking or something.
She is. She's getting adventurous lately.
Yeah. So in 1971, this comes to us via Jalopnik. Both of mine are Jalopnik stories.
Okay.
In 1971, a man going by the name Dan Cooper hijacked a plane, took $200,000 and 2 parachutes, and vanished into the night sky somewhere over the state of Washington, never to be seen or heard from again. Armchair investigators have long theorized where he might have gone, and the FBI thinks he may have never landed from his jump. Wait, how does that happen?
Wait,
he's still flying around?
He's still up there today, to this day.
Loki. They got him with a rainbow bridge.
I don't see how the FBI going, yes, this man has never landed.
Time to lower the Bifrost.
He is currently somewhere over Venezuela.
I think that's poorly constructed.
Yeah.
But anyway, new evidence suggests he may have gotten away with it all, only to be caught doing the same thing over again just 5 months. Wait, hold on. Ginger, get out of there.
Damn it, Cat. She is not happy. Yeah. No, I mean, trust me, Mike, I understand. She's been climbing over my desk, chewing on my Legos.
Yeah, no, cats are definitely a bingo space on our show.
Yep.
Meow. Yes, meow.
Meow.
Meow us about D.B. Cooper, if you will.
So, only be caught doing the same thing over again just 5 months later. This isn't the story I thought it was. Okay, what? Okay, I'll just keep reading. Because I'm
there you go.
confused.
It's too late
new
to change
evidence
gears now.
comes in the form of a unique parachute, one supplied to the FBI by the children of Richard McCoy II, a skyjacker caught and convicted, of stealing $500,000 in 1972. McCoy has long been a favorite suspect among Cooper mystery enthusiasts. That's a hell of a hobby.
I mean, I get it though.
Yeah.
Given the similarities, given the similarities and better than building model trains. No, that's cooler. At least you have something to show for it. With the DB Cooper thing, you just have like a wall covered in like news clippings with red string.
Just all these photos of kites. All these photos of kites in the distance. Could that be him?
He never landed.
He's still up there saving people.
He found a good cross breeze. El Nino picked him up, and he's been traveling ever since.
Those aren't Chinese quote-unquote weather balloons. That's DB Cooper.
That's what's over New Jersey. It is the same story.
You see him drift over Japan. He fights Mothra.
Oh, God. It turns out DB Cooper is just every man in black.
McCoy has long been a favorite suspect among Cooper mystery enthusiasts, given the similarities and approach between his hijacking and the Cooper escape just months earlier. But the FBI never thought the physical description of the two matched well enough to put McCoy behind bars. Now, according to Popular Mechanics, his children think the parachute is sufficient evidence to close the Cooper case forever.
Well, why are you selling out your grandfather?
Or
your father?
Shits?
Well, because he's dead. In fact, they waited until the grandfather and the grandmother were both dead before they came forward.
We can't be charged for his awesome crime. We're gonna
Okay, that's fair. All right.
McCoy's children, Rick and Shantae, supplied the FBI with a modified parachute and logbook showing McCoy's jumps, reportedly including jumps in Utah and Oregon, matching both McCoy's heist and the Cooper jump. The parachute's modifications are important given that the chute supplied to Cooper in his hijacking were modified by an FBI skydiver. If the McCoy parachute matches the Cooper modifications, the case may finally be shut.
Wow.
Rick and Shantae appear to have known about the chute for some time, but kept it secret until the deaths of both their parents.
Because the theft put them through college.
Who knows? The pair believe that McCoy's wife, Karen, was complicit in both crimes and kept the secret until she was no longer at risk.
Hell yeah.
So,
you know what? Given everything in the world, awesome.
That was a feel-good story, man.
Yeah. So this story confuses me the way it's written. Maybe it's AI generated. I don't know. It's like there's a couple of like the never landed from his jump. The fact that it says that new evidence suggests he may have gotten away with it all only to be caught doing the same thing over again.
And then it never mentions that again.
Yeah, but he wasn't
he never
caught.
got caught. Yeah.
Says
Yeah, and it doesn't mention his sordid love affair with Bigfoot.
It does. He was a skyjacker caught and convicted after stealing $500,000 in 1972.
Okay. Well, again, it doesn't mention his love affair with Bigfoot.
No, that's
over
true.
Washington, so
that is true.
Like, it's also cool that he did the same crime twice.
Yeah,
motherfucker had
That's
an
dope.
MO.
That's dope as hell, man.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at in the article, it has artist picture of D.B. Cooper and Richard McCoy, the second photograph, and I mean they're not dissimilar. They're not. Yeah. I mean they both. I mean
it's an artist rendering.
They look like both look like men from the 70s, and you know.
You know, as far as terrorists go, I think we all approve of him.
Yeah.
I think we're all kind of fans of D.B. Cooper. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fun.
So yeah, so
no, that looks like him. That's D.B. Cooper, man.
I mean, it's.
I just don't believe in the artistic ability of the person that drew D.B. Cooper.
That's true.
You just see someone take like a red marker and draw like lips around him. It's like, oh my god, it's the Joker, like Mask of the Phantasm.
Yeah. Well, you know what it makes me think of is fucking. Oh my god, I'm blanking now. Unabomber.
Yeah.
That drawing did not look like Ted Kaczynski. Like Ted Kaczynski wished he was as cool as that drawing.
So you know what's fun is like the Wild West that was international airlines during the 1970s.
There's a reason they had sky marshals.
Yeah, it's wild, just like how often like planes were hijacked and shit. And it was wild stuff to hear about. Yeah, Carlos the Jackal, I think, was one of those gentlemen. Yeah, no, just I think Robert Evans did some episode about like sky terrorism of the 1970s, and it's wild.
Yes. Mike?
Yeah, so I was going to say that, you know, growing up, you know, I know Kevin was exposed to a lot of D.B. Cooper stuff because every, like, you know, Unsolved Mysteries and other type show inevitably would come to D.B. Cooper and, like, whatever happened to him?
Did he get away? Was he eaten by a bear?
And I think it's telling that they never, ever, those shows never mention the McCoy thing, because I think if they did, it would definitely tarnish the pastiche of what happened. He just disappeared.
Yeah.
And then you say, well, here's a copycat one a year later where the guy got caught and convicted, and it had all the same, you know, trappings. It's like,
Well, it's exactly like every report of a ship or plane disappearing in the Bermuda Triangle, and it sounds all mysterious until you look it up, and it's like during a hurricane.
Yes, yeah. That there was like very terrible weather that day.
Yeah, no, ocean was rough due to planet farts. So, it's only mysterious when facts are withheld.
Funny how that works.
Yeah, and being in this line of work with this podcast, man, that comes up a lot. So. Thank you for that one, Mike. I'm really glad we got that. I'm willing to say that the D.B. Cooper case is solved.
Yeah, I mean, the fact they have a specially modified parachute, that seems... Yeah. I mean, they could come back and say, no, it's not the same parachute, but it seems fairly spot on. Although the fact that he kept the parachute's kind of weird.
Well, I don't know. He reused it, obviously.
Well, I don't think he did, because they would have found that parachute when he, you know...
Well, the other thing that clued him in that it was the correct parachute was it had D.B. Cooper bitches stitched into the parachute.
DB Coop up, FBI down.
Yep.
Oh man, love it.
That's great. I'm glad we got to cover that. That's awesome. So, David.
What
have you got for us?
Okay. Well, quick go around. What's your favorite animal?
Cat.
Okay.
Big cats.
Mike loves cheetahs.
Oh, that's
And
fair.
other
That's
big
fair.
cats, but yeah.
So for me, it's turtles. I love turtles.
Yes, all the
They're
way
adorable.
down.
You like toidles?
Yes.
I like
I like
toidles.
toidles. Okay, so I got this article from telegraph.co.uk by Sarah Napton. Carved cave turtle may have been worshipped 35,000 years before Christianity.
Okay, if it's that old, we need to start worshiping it now so the god comes back.
Is it the Great Attune?
Is it?
This is the sculpture found in Galilee, which was made with human tools and could be a totem or spiritual figure, experts say. So let me go ahead and read what we got here. Number one, that artifact looks like a calzone. So that's interesting.
I need to see the calzone.
It's linked
That's a
in
calzone.
Yeah, it's a calzone. It looks like the calzone they sell at the Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios.
Oh wow!
I see. It's like a relief of a turtle. It's not like an actual turtle shape.
It's that
Sculpted.
I
Turtle.
really want a calzone now.
When do you not want a calzone, Kevin?
When I am eating a calzone.
No, you want another calzone afterwards.
Fair.
Alright, so the cosmic turtle.
It is the Great Attune.
Interesting. Which holds countries or even the entire world on its back, appears in creation myths across the globe. Now, a mysterious turtle rock sculpture discovered deep in a remote cave in Israel suggests the worship of the creature may date back as at least 35,000 years. It was known as the Menot Cave in Galilee that was used for thousands of years by both Neanderthal and humans, but it was thought its inhabitants kept close to the cave mouth, where evidence of animal butchery and flint knapping had been found. Now, experts have discovered a large gallery in the deepest, darkest parts of the cave, which may have been used as a gathering area for rituals. At the heart of the cavern, placed prominently in a niche, was a three-dimensional turtle or tortoise-shell sculpture carved from a dolomite boulder, which appears to have been the focal point of the sacred room. I'm 40% dolomite.
Dolomite!
Dolomite.
Dolomite!
Quote, it may have represented a totem or a spiritual figure, said Omri Barzilai, head of material culture paleo lab at the University of Haifa, and the Israel Antiquities Authority, who led the team. Quote, its special location, far from the daily activities near the cave entrance, suggests it was an object of worship. The deep part of the cave consists of a lofty chamber with a huge dome-like ceiling which provides natural acoustics favorable for large gatherings or raves when the machines attack.
Did you? Oh,
Yes, I just...
okay, you added that. I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's me editorializing a little bit.
All right. That's fair.
But, get a Matrix reference. It looks like the scene from the Matrix there.
Yeah.
There's evidence of wood ash on nearby stalagmites, suggesting prehistoric humans carried torches to light the chamber. That or they saw in the dark, I guess. Maybe.
I don't know that they had infravision.
Right. Linear micro scratches.
They didn't take that buff.
Exactly.
Or have
they
that
didn't get dark vision.
racial trait.
Yep.
Yeah, they're not
dwarves.
All right. So, linear micro scratches within the grooves of the engraving indicated that it was carved by humans using sharp flint tools to resemble a turtle or tortoise shell. The boulder weighs 28 kilograms, which experts said rules out any chance occurrence of it accidentally rolling into the cave through gravity. It aligns neatly against the wall with its uncarved side facing the wall. Let's see. It talks about Jesus. Don't care.
Unless he was a turtle.
Right? No, he's not radical enough.
Blessed are the cheese makers.
But the new ritual chamber represents the earliest known evidence of religious behavior in the Levant, commonly referred to as the Holy Land. The significance of the turtle sculpture is unknown, but the turtles and tortoises crop up in religions and myths throughout Asia, Africa, North America, and the Indian subcontinent, and are thought to represent longevity and strength. In Hindu mythology, the world turtle, known as Akupara, Kurma, or Kurmaraja, holds up mountains or else embodies the known universe. Some 19th century Western authors, such as John Locke, also claim Hindus believe that the world was held up by an elephant standing on a tortoise. In Chinese mythology, The goddess Nua used the legs of a giant sea turtle to prop up the sky after the mountain supporting the heavens was damaged. Zulu folklore holds that many countries of the world are held on a tortoise's shell, while some native North Americans believe that the eclipse happened when the great turtle which holds up the earth changed position in the heavens. Something tells me I gotta do a turtles episode like we did with the frogs.
You know, that might not be a bad idea.
Because the plan was to do a cat one eventually. Now, the western Caspian turtle and the spur-thighed tortoise were known to inhabit the Levant during the period which the cave was occupied. Their slowness made them easy prey, and in some cases their remains made up 30% of the animal bones found at inhabited sites. Tortoise remains commonly exhibit signs of cooking, butchery, and processing marks on their shells that have been used as containers. They have also been found at burial sites of suspected shamans, suggesting they are important to the Levantine prehistoric people. Manok Cave was discovered in 2008 by workers building flats in a mountain resort close to Israel's border with Lebanon. In 2015, so on and so forth. Yeah, so no, it's
Okay.
turtles all the way down in the ground.
Yeah. And again, Discworld. But that's interesting. Like, I don't know that that's the oldest religious thing we've ever found, but that's pretty fucking old.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, like, turtles are really... Like, I can understand, like, a prehistoric fascination with them, because they're weird fucking animals.
I was
love
going
them
to
to
say,
death.
they're fucking weird.
Yeah, they're weird. They live really long compared to other animals of their size.
Yeah, you piss a turtle off, it's like, I was here before you, I will be here after you.
Right. But yeah, no, I think I should do a turtle episode at some point. I do want to do a cats episode. But yeah, like weird animal religion and myth just seems like a fertile area of exploration for us.
Sure. Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Oh, I think we all like turtles, though.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
I like turtles. So
Yeah,
that's
they're
awesome.
heroes in a half shell.
Turtle power. Well, that's cool. That is really cool.
Yeah.
You know, and here's the thing. I've eaten a lot of animals. I've never eaten a turtle, and I really don't want to eat a turtle. I've had gator.
Frog.
What's that?
I've had frog and gator.
I have too.
Dude, I had frog legs for the first time a couple years ago.
Yeah.
You know, some hot sauce, and oh my god, I want more.
No, they're great.
So good.
It's just,
So good.
it reminds me of crawfish where it's like, yeah, this is delicious. It's a lot of work. So, yeah. Turtles, I don't even know, man. I feel like basically if you kill a turtle, you're just trying to get kitchenware at that point. It's just a bowl waiting to happen. So
They have
leave
their
it
own
be.
built-in bowl.
You know, there's a lot of evidence of them being used for like rituals and stuff. Like they said containers, but I also feel like drums, maybe.
I also feel okay. What is this? Flintstones again? Which is not a fantasy. I actually was thinking you could maybe plug the leg holes and turn it into a flute.
Ah, interesting.
You know, hollow it out. I don't know. This is a thought.
A very fucked up thought. Leave turtles alone.
I'm getting some good sounds out of this turtle. I've invented jazz music. I don't know. Well, okay, that's it for our first section. We will be right back, and we'll be going into our next section. So we'll be right back after this. Hey, Kevin here. Hope you're enjoying the episode.
Hey, who are you talking to, Kevin?
Listeners of our shows, I also want to let them know that if they're enjoying what we've been doing, they can support us on Patreon.
Oh, Patreon. Were you going to tell them about the early episodes? Also, Patreon exclusive episodes that can be found there too?
Well, yeah, I was going to do the whole...
yeah, and then there's the other cool stuff, including art, merch for subscribers, like tote bags, hoodies, shirts, mugs.
Yeah, and...
Can you believe people could support us for only $5 a month? You're definitely going to mention that too, right?
I was. Support Supernatural Selection and The Distraction Hole on Patreon for as little as $5 a month. Visit patreon.supernaturalselectionpod.com to learn more and get started today. And we're back. So before we get on to our next stories, I'm doing some research into our Magic series, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've tried to read like Condensed Chaos and some other books, and one of the problems I've been having with Magic is that like every book takes it really like deathly seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I found this great book by Alan Chapman that's really amusing and like goes into it with humor and is like trying to explain it to you where you can understand it. It's called Advanced Magic. Sorry, let me say it right. Advanced Magic for Beginners. It's Magick.
Magic.
Magic. So, and what attracted me to it is it's just like a sort of a beige cover with just plain text, Advanced Magic for Beginners, Alan Chapman, and a picture of a hand grenade. It's a very something awful kind of a feel to it. And the book came out in 2008. So I'm like, this guy's got to be a goon. And it's interesting. I'm actually, for once, learning about magic. And I think this is really going to help us in our show. So I'll send you a copy sometime, David.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to read that.
Yeah, no, it's really, really fucking amusing.
Because I haven't even gotten into like the magic theory stuff. Like I'm still working on like the witchcraft stuff, right? But then eventually I want to move into left hand path, right hand path, and then I'm gonna have to fucking decipher Notorious Power Bottom Aleister Crowley.
Oh yeah, and this also like goes into like one of the things I'm learning is that magic is dependent on ritual, ritual is dependent on meaning, and meaning is dependent on belief. And breaking it down, anything can be a magical ritual if you believe it's a magical ritual. So I think that's like the most eye-opening thing I've ever read about this. So
it's funny you mention that because I teach, right? So in my class, one of the documentary films I had the students watch this semester was Feels Good Man, which is about Matt
Pepe.
Fury, Pepe the Frog. Mm-hmm. But during the documentary, they have a magician, like they have a guy who's like a literal wizard, come in and talk about the magical element of the spread of Pepe the Frog and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually had to tell the students, like, okay, well, here's what magical thinking is.
Yeah,
and it was like it's so weird. Like, okay, here's this documentary, and all of a sudden, there's a fucking wizard.
That is very amusing, actually.
Yeah,
but
I mean, a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, when you break it down, magic is basically impressing your will upon the world.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, that's a little, how the sausage is made talk. But it was very amusing when I found it. Because I was like, low tax? But, yeah. And then there's another book by Alan Moore called The Moon and Serpent Bumper Book of Magic.
Yeah, I do want to cover Alan Moore. He is the closest thing we have to a living, like, Gandalf.
He's the closest thing we have to a living Rasputin.
He literally has a fucking cave under his house where he practices magic. It's wild.
Fucking madman.
Yeah, no.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Because one of the reasons I wanted to cover magic, and this is longer down the line, is comics is a magical ritual because I'm going to look at things like Metropolitan and...
we got to talk about the Invisibles.
Yes, absolutely, the Invisibles, yep.
Mm-hmm. So, and that's Grant Morrison, is it?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, if we're wrong, we'll correct it when we get to the show.
Yeah.
So, having talked about the sausage making, let's get back to our weekend weird articles. My last one for the night is from the AP. Articles by Bruce Shipkowski.
Okay.
It came out 2 days ago. And this is the one me and Mike were having our little spat about. Homeland Security shares new details of mysterious drone flights over New Jersey. So, David, have you heard about this at all?
A little bit in the background, I have. But I don't know the details.
Well, I've got my toe in UFO Reddit, and this is yeah. No, it's on like every fucking subreddit I follow.
Yeah.
So it's hard to miss.
Mm-hmm.
So, the large mysterious drones reported flying over parts of New Jersey in recent weeks appear to avoid detection by traditional methods such as helicopter and radio, according to a state lawmaker briefed Wednesday by the Department of Homeland Security. In a post on the social media platform X, fucking sellouts, Assemblywoman Dawn Fantasia described the drones as up to 6 feet in diameter. What?
Dawn Fantasia.
Hey, look, motherfucker. I was trying to let that one slide.
I'm sorry. Like,
you want to mock her, you can do that.
It's just the. I'm not mocking. It's just the whimsy of it.
No, well, I'm glad you said whimsy because I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Welcome to the stage, Dawn Fantasia.
That was my second thought.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Anyway, drones. Describe the drones as up to 6 feet in diameter and sometimes traveling with their lights switched off. The Morris County Republican was among several state and local lawmakers who met with state police and Homeland Security officials to discuss the spate of sightings that ranged from the New York City area through New Jersey and westward into parts of Pennsylvania, including over Philadelphia. The devices do not appear to be being flown by hobbyists, Fantasia wrote. God damn it, now I'm thinking about it. Dozens of mysterious nighttime flights started last month and have raised growing concerns among residents and officials. Part of the worry stems from the flying objects initially being spotted near the Picatinny Arsenal, a U.S. military research and manufacturing facility.
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't know if that is like some sort of like slur, but it sounds like a slur.
What?
Picatinny.
Picatinny?
Like it sounds like this is a base that should have been renamed because it was named after some sort of Confederate or something.
Oh, you mean like the Cleveland Browns being a terrible name for a sports team?
Yeah, no, like, while we were renaming bases to get rid of old racists, we probably should have renamed that one as well.
No. You're just forgetting the old rhyme, Picatinny, pick it up, all the day you'll have good luck.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Anyway, also over President-elect Donald Trump's golf course in Bedminster. Drones are legal in New Jersey for recreational and commercial use, but they are subject to local and federal aviation administration regulations and flight restrictions. Operators must be FAA certified. Most, but not all, of the drones spotted in New Jersey were larger than those typically used by hobbyists. The number of sightings has increased in recent days, though officials say many of the objects seen may have been planes rather than drones. It's also possible that a single drone has been reported more than once. Governor Phil Murphy and law enforcement officials have stressed that the drones don't appear to threaten public safety. I don't know, you got a plane going through there. The FBI has been investigating and has asked residents to share any videos, photos, or other information they may have. And it continues on, talking about, we don't know what the fuck, please help.
So I was just watching a video from from this, and the footage people have captured, they look like, I don't know if these are definitely not civilian drones. It could be something, they're probably military, probably ours. Probably people don't want to talk about them because
maybe that's one thing. Mysterious Universe actually suggested was that it may just be us.
I mean, it's got to be us because there's no way, I mean, they could be like Secret Service because if they're like, in this area, and then like around Trump's golf course, they could be Secret Service drones or,
the
FBI.
The two theories I've heard, which not counting it's aliens, the first being that you remember the Chinese weather balloons we talked about before? Yeah, that. It's China was one of the
because they're too low and those things have very limited range.
Oh, I know, but if they have operatives in the U.S.
Well, here's the thing: is that they have like very standard like well, one, they're very big, so they don't, they're not. It would be hard to hide, and for some operative. And drones of this size are pretty much exclusively reserved for military use. And two, they have, looking at the video, they have traditional like airplane style marker lights, not like
Some
usually
of
drones
them
have
look like airplanes.
Well, yeah, that's when we think they're probably, and they could be like Predator drones or something, because these videos are very low, very grainy, very high ISO, low resolution. And it's hard to say what they are other than in the sky. And they're saying 6 feet, but you can't, like we talked before, you can't tell how big something is in the sky.
I don't necessarily trust someone saying what size something is or distance when it's just in the air.
Because, Kevin, like the lights we saw in the sky last night on the way home from work, you couldn't really tell how close they were.
They were, in fact, an airplane.
They were an airplane.
I did not jump to conclusions. I want to congratulate myself in that going, I hope that's an airplane. That's an airplane.
Yeah, because
at least it wasn't a Christmas tree, right?
Shut your pie hole.
There is a airport near us, and in certain weather conditions, the flight path goes, near our house, kind of in this north-south direction. And so
it was coming in weird.
But with lights like that, you can't tell how far it is. Like there's no every and how distance and size are related, right? Because anything unless you know how far away something is, you can't tell how big something is. Especially if it's something you don't know exactly what it is.
Right.
Like you see a Nissan Altima
in the sky, and it looks the size of a Hot Wheel. You could pretty much say other than the odd fact of there's a Nissan Altima in the sky, that if it's about the size of a Hot Wheel, it's a good distance away.
This is not the first time the Nissan Altima has been brought up on this show.
Yeah, I was just going for a car that everybody could know and would generally know the size of.
Yeah,
but if say if it's just something in a shape of form or something,
say a massive Christmas tree lights,
you don't know exactly what it is. You've never been up close to one, so you could never really know how big this thing is. People are very bad at judging scale.
Yep.
That's why we measure things. Like for instance, say, just even looking at something like the personal thing, like the Cybertruck. First time I saw one in person, I was actually surprised at how small a Cybertruck is. I was expecting it to be a lot bigger.
I got passed by one of those the other day on the interstate, and it felt like having a turd brush against your arm.
Dude, I live in a community
you probably
where
got
we are
dozens of
seeing
them.
so many Cybertrucks and so many Teslas, but I saw the ugliest fucking Cybertruck. It had like alligator skin. Like the paint job was this really ugly, scaly green.
Oh wow! See, I would get to thinking, and this is old people talk. There was a G.I. Joe thing called Python Patrol where it was like red and silver and gold scales, and I was like, I want decals on a Cybertruck that make it look like it's part of Python Patrol.
God, those things are so fucking hideous, man.
Oh, they're awful.
So yeah, the only Cybertruck I've ever liked, I had an idea for a vinyl wrap for a Cybertruck, and I mocked it up in MS Paint, but it was just black with green lines at all the like edges and the
Cybertruck Grid Edition
wireframe,
just basically a wireframe, and I really liked it. I think it looks. That's the only way a Cybertruck looks decent.
Oh man,
yeah, because it emphasizes the low poly.
Yeah. But everything else looks kind of garbo. But anyway, so that was just, to say that you can't, unless you have actual experience, even once you have actual experience with it, you're never going to really be able to judge size at distance, both size and distance. You can get close with like practice, but something you're unfamiliar with is just not going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have an airport over where I'm at, and like we have planes that go and land, and it's just wild to like just look at them pass over because the relative position and the speed of them it doesn't look like these things should be aloft. They look much
Oh, yeah.
smaller
Oh, yeah.
than they actually are, and it's weird.
It makes you feel like a caveman.
I'm
Sky God.
I'm just fucking standing in the pool, staring up at these like low flying planes going in for a land. I'm like, Skybird.
Yeah. Skybird.
I want to go to an air show again.
You know, I remember when we went and saw that Flying Fortress.
Oh yeah,
That was pretty fucking cool.
yeah. We used to have air shows here. They stopped doing them.
If you guys ever come to my neck of the woods, we got a Air Force base that has that big museum of just planes. They even have a cockpit you can get in.
Oh! Don't tempt me with a good time.
He's got to clean his shorts now.
I mean, you just don't know. Like as a kid, I like watched. Did you remember the plane documentary series? I guess would be the best way to describe it.
Wings. Yeah, Wings, and then Wings at War.
Yeah, I watched the shit out of that as a kid. I
Yeah,
built
you know, we
models.
did too, but you know, I wasn't as into it. But like, you know,
look, I was. You know, there are train kids and stuff. I was a plane kid.
Yeah, I like to watch it with
plane and
my hand
rockets.
down my pants.
Well, speaking of documentaries, Ghost Adventures also did an episode at this Air Museum, so that's fun.
Oh God,
It's a perfect intersection.
So anyway, those were big drones, Kevin.
yeah, they're pretty big drones, and some people were saying it's just like a foreign power flying their drones here just to wave their dick around. And I'm like, that'd be foolish.
They have to be like launched off of like submarines or something off the coast, which would be badass, but I don't think is happening.
Yeah.
And like I said, they seem to have traditional plane style marker lights and that all white lights except for one red light and strobes on the wingtips and stuff. And so
when they're turned on.
Yeah, when they're turned on. So I don't know what the legal size requirement, like I'm sure there's like a point in the FAA like guidelines that say if your thing is over certain size, obviously I'm pretty sure that if it carries a person it has to have those kind of style lights, but there's probably if it is bigger than X it must have these marker lights, and so I'm sure it is above that criteria, but who knows how big it actually
the
is.
FAA sounds like a bunch of size queens.
They are
Them little bitches.
Well, yeah, because they say, and they're also weight queens too, because they say if it weighs more than 250 grams, you have to register with them. You know how much my drone weighs?
How much?
249 grams.
He's just filing off some of the plastic on it.
No,
Don't gotta register this shit.
No, that's DJI did that to just get under the limit. So. And you know what? I have only flown that thing once, and I really need to fly it more.
Yep. That was a lot of fun, actually, going out there.
Oh,
and then trying to throw shit to get it out of the tree.
Oh, that was the old one. You
Oh,
haven't seen the new one fly.
Yeah,
Well,
I
the
haven't.
quote-unquote new one that I bought 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I flew it once in the backyard, and the dogs barked at it, so I never went back there again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So drones.
We much like us, we drone on and on and on.
Yep. Well, that's my first one. So, Mike,
shit, that was your story.
Yeah, that was mine. Mike just had a lot to add.
Yeah. Well, I saw as a thing that I would have a lot to say about. So,
and you got to say it.
I did.
So, Mike, what is your story?
All right. Well, like I said, mine are very airliner centric. Also from Jalopnik, from November 25th. More than 130 escaped hamsters ground plane for 4 days.
This is a wild episode of Hamtaro.
Yeah. It took airport staff 4 days to round up 132 hamsters that had escaped on board a plane in Portugal. Officials grounded a plane in Portugal for 4 days earlier this month after an unlikely cargo came loose and threatened to cause havoc on board the aircraft. The TAP Air Portugal plane was forced out of service after more than 130 hamsters being transported on board broke free of their cages and escaped into the plane. The plane flew from Lisbon, the capital of Portugal for you Americans, to Ponta Delgada on São Miguel Island, which is part of the Portuguese Azores. When crews on the island began unloading the plane, they found that boxes that were supposed to be filled with hamsters were open and empty, reports The Independent. The animals, which were reportedly part of a delivery destined for a pet store on the island, could have caused havoc on board the Airbus A321neo had they been left unchecked. Rodents like hamsters can work their way into intricate parts on board planes, have a habit of chewing through wires, and could cause chaos on board should they scurry about while passengers were on board. As such, crews at TAP Air Portugal had no choice but to ground the plane until all 132 animals could be safely rounded up. Quote, it took airport staff several days to spot and catch all the hamsters that were hiding and scurrying around the cargo hold, with the remaining 16 finally caught on Sunday. Images posted by the Portuguese newspaper show a person pinching a hamster by the scruff of its neck in what appears to be the cabin, as well as another person in gloves holding a hamster. The images have not been independently verified by The Independent. Once all hamsters had been caught, the Airbus A321neo made the journey back to Lisbon on a ferry flight, meaning no passengers were on board, the publication reported. A flight from Ponta Delgada TP 9260 landed in Lisbon, where TAP's headquarters are located, on Sunday, blah, 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 blah. Boring stuff. Now that the aircraft is back on the mainland, TAP reported the plane will undergo thorough safety checks at CBS News. The evaluations will ensure that the hamsters didn't cause any damage during their little adventures across the aircraft.
This is the most adorable infestation ever.
Now, what's cuter, a little hamster inside a seat, or a little hamster inside one of like the little coffee mugs and where they're preparing like the in-flight beverages?
Both, because I'm picturing the hamster lying on his back, like being all cute with his paws up, like.
Oh.
I'm like, oh my god.
Oh.
There are cute and adorable hamsters on this Lisbon to Ponta Delgada plane.
Yeah, I am sick of these motherfucking hamsters. I'm not sick of you boys.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, this just sounds like a Hamtaro episode.
Yeah.
It kind of does.
Yeah.
That or like, I don't know. It's got a Muppet Babies vibe.
Yeah. It's Hamtaro time.
Shut up.
This is far from the first time that rodents have caused chaos on board an aircraft. A live mouse was reportedly spotted in an onboard meal earlier this year, and something horrific called a, quote, super rat was spied by disgusted passengers on board
Guess the airline. Master Splinter?
Guess the airline that had the super rat.
Delta.
Nope.
Who?
Spirit.
God damn. Okay, it was a nutria, I bet.
Only Spirit Airlines would have a super rat.
Yeah, the kind of rat that when you see it actually goes, hey, how you doing?
Are they sure Spirit didn't just, put that on to charge people extra for?
I don't know.
The super rat disposal fee?
Pay extra, we'll let you pet the rat.
Pay extra, we'll get the rat away from you.
So here's the thing, like if it wasn't a super rat, it was reported as a capybara, nobody would have a problem.
Oh no, just put an orange on his head and stick him in a little thing of hot water. He'll be fine.
Everybody loves capybaras.
I do. Yeah.
They're just big rats.
But they're big cute ones. And
it's like a rat combined with a horse.
Rats are cute.
Yeah, no, I love rats. No, don't get me wrong. But just, what made this rat super? Because I'm picturing Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, well, it flew for one, but that's because it was on a plane. But
yeah.
It's got fucking wings.
No,
it drank Red Bull.
I'm sure it's just like giant, nutria size,
I've seen a big fucking rat before, and those things are scary.
Yeah.
Like, I love rats, but, like, no, this thing was the size of a fucking house cat. And I was like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I know our friend Paul had a big phobia of rats, and I asked him why, and he said because we lived in a shitty house in South Jackson, and I'd be trying to sleep at night as a child. I would wake up, and there would be a giant-ass rat standing on me, staring at me.
Fuck.
I was like, okay, yeah, that would do it.
No, that checks out.
Yeah, being 6 and finding like a rat the size of your younger brother standing on your chest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd scream.
Yes.
Now, what if it was a hamster that was the size of the super rat?
Oh, I'd be cuddling him. Hamsters are just cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for that, Mike. And it had a happy ending too.
All the rats were given to loving homes. And
You mean the hamsters?
Yeah. What did I say?
Rat.
Rats. Okay, all the hamsters.
Rats. Yeah.
I meant hamsters. You know what I meant.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. I'm really glad this did not end with so they stomped them all
Or fumigated the whole aircraft.
Yeah.
They
God, that
released
would
3
suck.
cats. Put 3 cats in the plane.
Oh God, that'd be terrible.
Yeah, no, it'd be terrible.
Yep.
We're glad it didn't happen.
Yeah. Yep. We're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
So, David,
Yes.
what's your next one?
All right. This is from futurism.com.
Yay!
Published today, December 12th, by Victor Tangerman. And, okay, well, first of all, this is categorized as color out of space. That's one of the categories.
Hell yes.
Farmers say intelligent tractors, quote, acted like they were demon-possessed, end quote, after signal out of space. Solar storms are driving farmers crazy.
Oh, this is awesome.
And the first subheading here is titled Tractor Beam. I fucking love futurism, man.
That's funny.
Yeah. We're approaching the most active part of the sun's 11-year cycle. Our star is flinging a barrage of charged streams of plasma and particles at us this year, a trend that, according to NASA, will continue well into 2025 and even 2026. One example of how that stellar fury affects the Earth, apart from triggering gorgeous auroras every night in the night sky, farmers say that a barrage of solar particles have wreaked havoc in their high-tech agricultural equipment. The issue is that modern tractors are highly dependent on GPS, which is provided by sensitive satellites in our planet's orbit. One extreme solar storm in May, they say, threw off equipment when planting season was already in full swing. Quote, our tractors acted like they were demon-possessed. Aurora chaser Elaine Ramstead, I should have done a higher pitch there, told spaceweather.com, which is a very interesting website.
Yeah.
Quote, all my cousins called me during the May 10th storm and tell me that my auroras were driving them crazy while they were planting. Next subheading, demon-haunted field. Modern tractors rely on precise GPS coordinates to navigate fields, but with charged particles distorting the radio signals from GPS satellites, some of them started acting erratically, stopping abruptly, or weaving back and forth.
Okay.
Quote,
Drunk.
Right? Quote, I would guess 80% or more of all farmers in the Midwest use at least basic GPS for something, whether it's auto steer or yield mapping. John Deere service manager Ethan Schmidt told Space Weather. At least 50% of all farmers are very reliant on GPS and use it on every machine all year long.
Jesus.
During particularly violent solar storms, charged particles fill the Earth's ionosphere and part of the Earth's upper atmosphere that creates a protective barrier between us and electrically charged particles from the sun. The layer is also responsible for transmitting GPS signals from satellites down to the surface. So changing densities in the ionosphere caused by this bombardment of charged particles can distort radio signals as they make their way through. Ramstad recalled to Space Weather that her GPS was, quote, was off by close to a foot during the day. By nightfall, there was no controlling the auto steer.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hell of a thing.
Right? And farmers should expect more chaos, as NASA has predicted that the solar maximum could last for another 1 or 2 years.
Holy crap. So, demon tractors for years.
Right? Fortunately for them, engineers are already looking for ways to reduce farmers' reliance on GPS signals by making use of machine learning and AI for navigation instead.
Damn it. Fuck off with that.
Yeah, and that's what I got here.
So I was I'm trying to remember where I came across this and found this information, but I don't remember. But I remember, I think I was just looking at something in general about like quadcopters and drones, and I found that DJI makes agricultural models of drones. I was like going, what the fuck? What the fuck's an agricultural drone? Turns out it's just a drone with like IR cameras for like looking at your crops.
Huh.
So
That's growing.
Well, looking at like the soil temperature and all that stuff, and
I'm sure it's more complex than that, but also it's just funny. Like, it's growing.
Well, I mean, it just makes sense, but something I never thought about, the fact that you want to be able to like quickly go all around your crops and property and everything without having to like, get out there in a vehicle or just sit there in your truck and fly your drone around, like look at all the shit.
Yeah, that is not the most terrible thing that I've heard, right? No, like that makes sense. Now, if it was going around like picking stuff, that might be an issue.
Yeah. When I first heard that, I was going like, what are they doing? Like spraying their crops with it? That would be like a very big drone to be able to carry any kind of like crop dusting payload. But no.
How far do you think we are from like drone manned like vertical farming? Because I keep seeing that in like visions of the future, right? You got that vertical farm with the drones.
I don't know. They've been talking about for decades and decades about hydroponic garden, not gardens, but farms, and they have had some uses, but as long as we have plenty of arable land, I think that'll only happen when it's necessary. Like, an area has to provide more crops than just traditional flat farming can provide. There are some industries that use it. Like I've seen like hydroponic, like conveyor belt style lettuce farms and things where they're just like the lettuce is on these foam sheets with like holes poked in it, and it just slowly like floats across this like water bath where the roots are hanging down in, and as they slowly go from one side to the other, it's long enough that by the time it gets to the end, it's they're grown enough to be harvested.
I'm terrified of the idea of an AI tractor, because you guys ever see that movie Blades?
Have you ever seen Maximum Overdrive?
Yes.
Yeah. Blades is about a killer lawnmower.
No, but I mean, sure.
Okay, I was just gonna say, so the entire thing is like Stephen King on cocaine. Gotcha.
Right. Oh man.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, no AI, anything in the physical world, doubly scares me. Like, look, AI just in online shit scares me already. So AI, anything in
the first real
space, double scares me.
The first real AI run lawnmower is gonna have to be shut down for running over like 20 babies.
Yeah.
Just because it somehow thought babies are grass.
New T-shirt.
Babies are grass.
Babies are grass.
I
look for that in the Supernat store.
I saw something worrying. Like, it's Elon Musk, take it with a grain of salt, but he's like, yeah, now the Tesla autopilot, or whatever the fuck they're calling it, can go from like one city to another completely unmanned, and I'm just like, oh my god, that's terrifying.
The more promises he makes, the less I believe about autopilot.
Yeah, like I think like autopilot can be good, but not Tesla autopilot, just because of the incompetence that we've seen exhibited over and over again. Other companies I buy, but
what if he makes them design the AI based on him?
Oh god. So would it would make into unwise social media purchases?
That, or it's constantly trying to fuck employees.
That too. Well, so here's what I think about like self-driving cars. This is one of those things that I think for-profit industry really shouldn't be in charge of.
No.
I think there should be
we need a Madame Curie of self-driving cars.
Sorry, this just sounds like socialism at this point.
Well, it kind of is, but
look,
shits. Look, the AI cars are going to drive on socialist roads, therefore they should have socialist like algorithms in them, right?
I can't argue with that.
But and seriously, government is there to solve the problems that are too big for one company. I think this is a problem that's too big for one company.
Yeah.
Like
I
every
mean,
I think there should be at the very least there should be a self-driving consortium where all the companies pitch in like resources to, design these systems, because companies do this already. Like, you think of Ford and General Motors, you think they're bitter rivals, right? Well, they've worked together on such things as benign as like they built 7-speed transmissions together. So,
or it's like
Because it would
Pepsi
benefit everybody.
yeah.
Or it's like that commercial with Coke, Pepsi, and the Dr. Pepper Keurig company telling people to recycle.
Yeah. So I think they should. I think the U.S. government should just get, even if it's not going to do it themselves. I think there should be like a, kind of NASA-esque, government agency for this that helps. But get them and get all the automakers together.
Yeah.
And have a working group, because all these cars are going to have to work together anyway, so you might as well design them from the beginning to work together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Instead of
Here goes liberal Mike. Next thing we're going to hear is like, no, it's cool and good that a health insurance CEO got shot.
We're not going into that.
I would never say that on a public podcast.
We would never want to imply that we're all for that happening and that that McDonald's guy is a little snitch.
No, that's a terrible thing to say.
Sure, that's why we're not saying it.
Yeah, no, we're not saying that, people are mad.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that as someone that suffers from constant back pain 24/7 for the last 20 years can relate.
Mike, you and your liberalism is going to like destroy this podcast.
Yep. Completely Mike and his
Socialist
liberalism.
Mike, new bingo space.
Me and my liberal guns, yes.
Yep. Hey, Robert Evans is one of the most liberal people I know, and he has more guns than you.
Oh, that's true.
Machetes, too.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen that one picture of him, like, on a battlefield with a trench coat, and it looks like he just stepped out of, like, Children of Men, and he's got, like, a 9mm in his hand? And I'm like, did I just fall in love?
Kevin got a, I don't know what you'd call the, arousal in the butt, but he got that.
Sure, okay.
The winking asshole.
Yes.
God damn it. Well, that's terrible. Anyway, point is, we're not making any statements about that.
Yes, no.
Okay.
No, yes.
Yep. Choo-choo, motherfucker. Well, now that we've incriminated ourselves...
we didn't say anything.
No, that's right. We didn't. We said that we're not saying anything
we
like...
denied, we defended, and we deposed that whole thought line.
Yeah, we denied making those statements. We defended ourselves about that we did not make those statements, and we deposed our...
We did a deposition toward each other about it.
Yes.
Here we go.
So, guys, now that that's over, David... Have you got an X for us? Can X give it to us, sir?
Indeed, I do. It is a post that has a picture of the creepy Freddy Fazbear from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
And the post text, here I will read it to you. How do I let my subconscious mind to take control of me? I think he is smarter and will do better in life than me. If somehow I do it, what will happen with me? In which part of my mind I will be? Or I just simple die my conscious? Question mark.
Okay, before you go into the responses, cutting out like the obvious internet language used, like in the spelling and syntax and everything, that is a shockingly deep question that actually warrants some thought.
Right.
I was
just going to say, I appreciate reading those because they always make me sound like an idiot more than usual.
Yeah, but nonetheless, like the idea behind it is clear enough where I'm like, shit.
Yeah, they did a movie about it. It was called Office Space.
God damn it. I'm always envious of the dude from Office Space after the hypnosis.
Uh-huh.
I'd love to just, I don't care.
Another good fucking movie.
Yep, pretty much.
So, yeah, I think that's a pretty deep question. So,
yeah, Mike, how do you feel about it before we...
So...
Like, would that count as ego death?
I mean, here's a problem is that your subconscious is just another layer of you. You'd just be like, sleepwalking.
I have heard a theory that the subconscious is like the other driver, like it is literally another personality. It's just a theory I've read about, and I find it interesting.
I don't buy that, but okay.
That last line just goes incredibly hard.
Yeah, could you read that again?
Mind, okay, here we go. If somehow I do it, what will happen with me? In which part of my mind I will be? Or I just simple die, and then in parentheses, my conscious ?
Or I just die.
Or I just simple die.
Or I just simple die. That should be another shirt.
Yeah, my conscious.
Now, if you could somehow manifest, multiple personalities or something,
just let them take over different parts of the day. That's the plot of Severance.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking at this, and yeah, no, that's literally Severance.
Huh.
Which is an amazing show, by the way, and I'm very excited the next season's coming out finally.
I haven't seen it.
It's been 300 fucking years, but now it's coming back.
I wish I had multiple personalities and had one personality that liked exercising. Because I find that the most boring, banal shit possible.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, do you listen to music? Do you watch TV or something?
I don't do it.
He doesn't do it.
Yeah. That's the problem.
No,
I don't do
fair.
it because it's so.
I was just gonna say, you know what? There's a great show you can listen to called Supernatural Selection as you work out.
I actually listened to that show for the first time this week. I was like, huh.
It's so funny. The only episodes I actually listen to of our own show are the ones where I'm not there.
No, I could see that.
Yeah.
See, meanwhile, if I do listen to an episode, I have an unhealthy obsession with listening to myself and criticizing it.
Mm-hmm. No, my thing is whenever I'm not in an episode, I talk to you guys like I'm in it, and I'm a total fucking psychopath in the car because I'm cracking jokes to nobody.
Yeah. That's like when I listen to last podcast and Marcus gets something wrong and I just start screaming at him.
Oh boy! All right, so let's go ahead and read some of these responses.
Yes, let's.
Okay, so here's the first one. You listen to yourself and slowly assimilate the choices and actions of the man you can be or your higher self one step at a time. There is no easy ride. It will take discipline and you will probably make mistakes like we all do. You are probably young and your subconscious is telling you that your growth and journey is not yet done. Continue to challenge yourself, and when you have the energy for it and relax in a way that brings you contentment and peace, form connections.
Okay, you know what? Big props for doing a serious answer to that, like us, seeing through the grammar and going, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for the typical 4chan answer, though, which is like, you gay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, here we go. Here's the second response. It's green text, so it's partial quotes of the original post with responses. So the first quote is, how do I let my subconscious mind take control of me? The poster responds, weed and or mushrooms.
Okay, legit answer.
Second quote is, I think he is smarter and will do better in life than me. The response is, you are smarter than you think. Self-reflection is a sing of intelligence.
A sing of intelligence. I get it, but
yeah.
A sing of intelligence.
I just think it's just a typo. Next quote, if somehow I do it, what will happen with me? Is this person... No, he's not correct. Okay, there we go. The quote, or his response is, you will learn things about yourself, but the way you think will stay the same. Last one, in which part of my mind I will be, or I just simple die my conscious. The response is, in my opinion, it will be a mix or blend of both conscious and subconscious. You're basically sharing control. You will both be driving. Again, like, this isn't like super 4chan-y.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked. I'm waiting for the, wow, you're a dumbass.
Like, no, it's legitimately like all of these so far. Here we go. The part of you that is larger and the part of you that is smaller are the same being. Your ego, your conscious mind, is part of you that interacts with the world because your whole self is too big to fit here. These parts of you should be in communication, but your ego, is necessary to do anything at all in the world. The direction should come from above, but time and again, you'll be the one doing the legwork because you're the one who can interact on Earth.
Wow.
Again, this is like a weirdly positive.
Yeah, it's like everybody like being like, it's gonna be okay, pal.
Yeah. Quote, or not a quote. I suppose this is what happens when you experience ego death. I don't think the framework of having two minds is accurate, though. More like an ocean where there is a surface and there are depths that can be very deep indeed. Practice meditation, and once you get good at it, take LSD and meditate.
See, there was my question about ego death.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Here's a reply. There's no such thing as a subconscious mind. Stop believing everything you read.
What the fuck? Okay, that person's stupid as fuck.
I think what they're saying is that there's not a separate subconscious mind. That your subconscious is part of your overall gestalt mind.
All right. Next reply. You are the Matrix. You are one.
Are they a David Icke follower?
I have no idea. Subconscious mind is an atheist idea. It doesn't exist.
Praise Jesus.
Oh, God.
And the final post before the thread got archived was, if your subconscious mind is driving the meat suit, who will remember to breathe in poop for you with a little open mouth emoji face?
There is our 4chan response. Thank you.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, no, I mean, that like had some actual thought going into it.
Have you guys ever kind of put yourself on kind of like that autopilot?
I feel like a lot of times driving that happens. Like, because you'll be like, why did I go to work? On like a Sunday or something. You're like, why have I come to work? Mike, didn't your dad do that one time?
Oh, yeah, no, like taking us to school and he arrived at where he worked. It's like, oh, shit, I forgot to take you to school.
Yeah, it's that regular
and I do
commuting.
it too.
Yeah, that regular commuting, which I haven't had to do a whole lot of in the past couple of years, but there's a really rough period where it was like hour and a half to 2 hour commutes multiple days a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just like I remember being on autopilot or just kind of like coming to a certain point in my commute where it's like, okay, and now I'm taking back over.
Yeah, it's typically like that, and like I would have that happen during like say semi-repetitive tasks, like let's say you have to stamp a certain type of document, but not others, and then you like zone out and you find, oh no, for the last 30 minutes I have stamped all of them.
I think I have that when I'm working on stuff sometimes, like drawing and that sort of thing. Just depending on the step of the process of whatever I'm working on, like it'll vary, but there will be just those kind of times where I just like, because I have like the lo-fi in the background, and I'm feeling pretty comfortable and in my element, and I've just got this thing ahead of me. I suppose you'd also maybe call that tunnel vision. But I feel like tunnel vision is also a little bit of that, like just autopilot, right?
Yeah. And I think that if there is a subconscious mind, given the way I was just describing it, I think maybe my subconscious mind is a fucking idiot.
Jesus. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like this, legitimately, this is probably one of the better ones, like one of the better 4chan X
It's certainly more thought-provoking than a lot of them.
Yeah. No, just like there's an unintentional poetry to that initial post as well, which I kind of dig. I like it.
Yeah, no, I'm. It works.
Yeah, no. So
Yeah,
that's nice.
yeah. God damn it.
Fucking Margaret, every episode we've done for the past 2 months.
Every fucking thing is going to end up being Margaret. And obviously, from the opening of the episode, I was watching Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot about the one where yellow guy thought he had a job on his arm, and they're like, that's a sore. And he looks at the meat thing on his arm. It's like, is that true? And he goes, yeah. Just in this bizarre, breathy way, and for some reason I thought that was fucking hilarious.
I'm desperately hoping for another season. I still watch that original
The
creative,
6.
the original creative. What's your favorite idea?
Yeah, no, my favorite part of that is the whole green is not a creative color.
Yeah,
just
absolutely fantastic.
The entire series is let's shit on the yellow guy. Anyway, we're leaving Mike out, and I feel bad.
It's okay.
So that being said, have we got anything we want to say before we go? David, have you got any other plugs? Anything you want to like draw people's attention to?
Well, I'm hoping we might be able to get in a little bit of a holiday stream. You and I have briefly touched on that. I'm not gonna commit to anything yet.
No.
I do want to mention that I will be showing up in Spooky Dice Bag, which is super exciting.
Yes. That's going to be very cool. I really enjoy being on there. I'm glad you're going to be on there.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Now we just got to get Mike on there and then take over the show.
Yep, pretty much. Mike, come on. Get back into playing games.
We'll see.
Okay.
Probably not, but we'll see.
That's fair. We do need to get together and all three of us be on Flag for Content.
I also want to do like a 3-way Jackbox with Flag for Content and Spooky Dice Bag.
That's going to be a very large 3-way game.
Yeah, so it's more like a 13-way.
Ooh, gross. Yeah. So, So, God damn it. Thank you, everyone, for listening. If you would like to learn more about the show, as always, you can head to supernatpod.rocks. That is supernatpod.rocks. You can find a link to our Discord, our store, our Patreon, where you can get episodes early, and we occasionally get the chance to put bonus material up. You can also find a link to basically anything having to do with the show is on there. I've got to get this settled down into like an actual rhythm eventually. So, thanks again for listening. We will see you guys next week for another Week in Weird. So until then, stay safe and stay frosty. Goodbye.
Night.
There's 3 of us.
Just 3 of us. Look closely, you will see. Okay, we're done. Bye.